Okay, well, welcome everyone here in the Centaur's office as well as online. Again, really excited to talk to you guys about this wonderful tour that's going to be leaving in May. I believe it's May 7th and May 21st. And we are so lucky to have our friends from Turkey here to present to us and talk to us about exactly what this tour is going to entail and all the wonderful sights and amazing things that we're going to see on this tour. I spent some time over the last couple of days, going through the itinerary, familiarizing myself with it, and looking at photos and doing research on a lot of these sites. And my goodness, there's some absolutely stunning things that I hope to be able to participate in and go see myself. So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and throw it over to our friends over in Turkey. And I think you have the ability to share your screen. We've given you that ability, so go ahead and take it away.
I will take my chance to share my presentation. First of all, I want to say hello to everybody. So I was not supposed to give this presentation because I am the governor of the agency in Turkey as your partner agency. But our guide was ill, so I will replace him. So I think that you will appreciate it. So I just want to start some greeting words. How to say hello in Turkish? You will say merhaba. 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 Okay. So I will try to share my presentation. So your tour is Grand Tour. Okay. And you will just start by Istanbul. So Istanbul is the most important city of Turkey. It is not the capital of Turkey Republic. Because with the foundation of the Turkish Republic, secular Republic, Atatürk, the founder of Turkey, decided to move the capital to Ankara. So the city, which was the greatest city, playing a very important role in the history as the capital of Ottoman Empire, as the capital of Roman Empire, as the capital of Byzantine Empire, became another city, But if you want to compare the role of the Istanbul with Ankara, you can just see the relationship between New York and Washington. This is the same thing. So the economy of Turkey, the most important industries of Turkey are always in Istanbul. Okay. So Istanbul straddles within the two continents. So we have one side, the Asian part of Turkey, and the other part is the European side of Turkey. So in Istanbul, we have the Bosphorus who divide the city into two, and also who is the bridge within the two continents. Istanbul is the largest city of Turkey. And you will discover where the East meets West, as they say. So in Istanbul, we have plenty of historical attraction. And you see the Hippodrome of Istanbul. Okay. And we will visit the Mosque of Istanbul, one of the greatest mosques, the mosque that we call it the Blue Mosque. But on the exterior, you don't see any blue. But when you go interior of the mosque, which is built on the 16th century, during the Ottoman Empire period, you have more than 20,000 of tiles, handmade tiles with the blue and turquoise colors. that they covered entire of the this mosque. So you will visit the Blue Mosque. You will visit the Hagia Sophia, which was the most important basilica in the Byzantine Empire. And now they converted this basilica, which was a museum at the beginning of the Republic. Now they converted it to a mosque. But we have the opportunity to visit this monument. So you may see the interior part, which is also used by Muslim people to go to do their prayer. If you want to ask me some question, you may stop me and ask so I can inform you. As I'm saying, Istanbul is the most important city of the Turkey, and we can divide Istanbul into three parts. You have the European parts with the ancient part that you see, with the Basilica of Hagia Sophia, with the Blue Mosque, and Ottoman Palace, Topkapı Palace, and so on. And you have the other part of the European side, which is the modern part of Istanbul. And so you have the third part, which is the Asian part of Istanbul. So mostly you will visit the ancient part of the city. Yeah, you may see the ancient part with two monuments facing each other. You know, the Blue Mosque with his 6 minarets. It is the only mosque in Turkey having the 6 minarets. And you have the Basilica of Hagia Sophia, and you have the old city of Istanbul. So we have another monument, very, very important monument, so-called the Palace of Topkapı, which was built in the 15th century after the conquest of the Istanbul. So you have many courtyard, and after the second courtyard, you have all the museum with the treasury, with the library, and with the part of the kitchen. And you should spend almost 2 or 3 hours visiting this palace, which was the residence of the Ottoman Empire family, with all the children and their wives living there till the 19th century. You have the entrance of the Palace of Topkapı, a very, very big entrance. So it's amazing. You have the Bosphorus. This is the unique beauty of Turkey. So you have a city with a Bosphorus and dividing into 2 continents, Asia and Europe. And you have in this picture, you have the Mosque of Ortaköy. So I just want to talk about another building, which is for me the most important mosque of the Istanbul. This is the mosque of Soliman the Great, which was built by a greatest architect, so-called Sinan. And this mosque is dominating with all buildings to the corridor. You have the spice market belonging to the mosque, and this spice market is the market in which you have mostly all the spices coming from the other countries. They were selling in the time of Ottoman Empire, and now actually it's also a market in which you have all the sweeties, all the fruits, all the Turkish pastries that you may find easily. So you have one of the pictures. So you see the Mosque of Soliman the Great from the sea. And you will visit the cistern of Basilica. So it's underground reserve of water. So built by Justinian in the 6th century, that it was used as a reserve of water. And in Istanbul, you have many reserve of water which was constructed in the Byzantine time, but this one is renovated. So you have a very, very amazing place to visit them. So I will continue with one of the pictures. You have the one of the statues hat that was used as a column in the reserve of water. So you have the European castle on the Bosphorus. You will have to have a cruise on the Bosphorus. So to visit Istanbul and not to have a Bosphorus cruise is as you see, you go to visit Paris and not to see the tour of Eiffel, you know. And this is the greatest things in the city that you will see by a cruise. That you will see all the rich houses, all the villas, and some of these dates 18th century, they were used as houses of summer. And you may also have some of the Sultan family houses. So it's really great. And this cruise is for about 2 hours, which will give you the joy of seeing the both sides of Istanbul. So you will also visit the covered bazaar, the big bazaar. And you have many of gifts to seek in the big bazaar. So after visiting all the great places in Istanbul, we will just leave the Istanbul and we will go to Ankara, which is the capital of Turkey, with the foundation of the Republic. So we will visit the Museum of Anatolia in Ankara, which is a great museum in which you have all the artifacts coming from the different places in Anatolia. And you will have a good, how can I say, idea about the history and the rich history of Turkey. And you will have the opportunity to visit the mausoleum of Atatürk. Atatürk, the founder, is very important for us because it is the founder of the secular republic, and we had the joy of have the anniversary of 100 years of our republic. So it's a great honor for us. And your guide will explain you the different process that Mustafa Kemal Atatürk had to live within the foundation of the republic. So for all the Turks that you will see, it's a very, very big honor. And you see, Ankara is a very, very new city because, as I said, for the most important time in the history, Istanbul was the capital, but Ankara was a very small town. And indeed, they decided to remove the capital, and then Ankara was really designed to be a capital. So with big avenues and so on, it's a very, very modern city. You see the mausoleum of Atatürk. Yeah. And we will leave Ankara in order to go to Cappadocia. So it's a memorizing landscape. Cappadocia is known for stunning natural beauty, unique geological formation, and rich historical heritage. So it's an amazing country. So suddenly, in the central of Anatolia, you will see the canyons, you will see the fire chimneys, you will see most iconic feature as the fire chimneys. They were created by the volcanic eruptions millions of years ago. Okay. You may also discover these beauties by a balloon ride, which offers an incredible bird's eye view of the landscape and breathtaking sceneries. It's a must-see destination for everyone traveling to Turkey. So in Cappadocia, you have the visit of the canyon of Ihlara. You have the visit of underground cities. You have many underground cities in Cappadocia. You have almost 24 underground cities. So they developed all the roads relying one to other. So you may say that you have a really an underground life in Cappadocia. So you have all the scenic features like fairy chimneys, and you have a beautiful view of hot balloon. So in every morning, you're feeling the rise of these balloons. So it's really amazing. So you have one of the volcanic mountain, Ararat, who was the responsible for the volcanic eruptions, and this is the fortresses of the Cappadocia. So you have one of the most important UNESCO open air museum, so Göreme open air museum, in which you have rock churches, so painted interior with all the scenes of Bible. Here you have another example of it. So you have also some artisanal centers, such as rug weaving centers in Cappadocia. And after having all the joy of visiting this astonishing place, we will leave Cappadocia, and we will take the Silk Road to go to Konya. Konya is a city which is known as the center of whirling dervishes. I don't know if you had the opportunity to have any information, in any idea about this whirling dervishes. Whirling dervishes are Muslim people, but they are doing their prayer with a dance and with the music. So it's a kind of a sect, and it's very important in the history of Ottoman Empire. So they were settled in Konya. So we will leave Cappadocia. We will take the Silk Road. Silk Road was the main road from China to the west, in order to make the trade of the commercial items in the time, in the 11th, in the 13th century, and they were crossing from Anatolia, and on the road they were some hotels, that we call caravanserais, and we will have the opportunity to visit one of them, which is really well preserved, and all the commercial people were staying there. But at that time, a trip was not for a 10-day or 11-day. They were taking many months. And when we are working, when we are talking about the caravanserai, they were the hotel of 5 stars, at that time, that you have one of the example in front of you. So you have the you have the monument of Mevlana, which was the founder of Whirling Dervishes sect, and we will just continue to Pamukkale. I don't know if you had the opportunity to see the pictures of Pamukkale before. We call them Cotton Castle. Okay, so you have it's amazing. You have the cascading terraces resembling the majestic Cotton Castle. They have been sculptured over thousands of years by the cascading waters rich in calcium. Okay, so calcium carbonate. So you have the whitish color is due to accumulation of minerals. And you have also an ancient city just beside, because in the time, in Greek time, in Roman, even in the Roman time, the people coming there in order to be cured, because you have the this hot water, and they were curing all the kind of illness such as rheumatism. And so they founded a big city, Hierapolis, that you see the some of the pictures. So you have the theater of Hierapolis, and you have after having the visit of Hierapolis, we will go to Aphrodisias. Aphrodisias is the city of love and beauty. So it is one of the important city in which we have a successful archaeological findings and also restoration. You have many people who visits Ephesus but not visits Aphrodisias, but Aphrodisias can be called as the pearl of Anatolia. You have a city founded in the 5th century before Christ, and you have the Aphrodisia. Aphrodite, the temple of Aphrodite, built in the 2nd century, and you have all the main buildings such as the theater. You have the entrance of the Aphrodite temple. They all they have done for many years some excavation, and then they rebuilt the entrance of the temple that you see there. You have a very big museum in which you have the opportunity to see all the art, artifacts coming from the foundings. For me, it's a real pearl of Anatolia as an archaeological city. Okay, so after having this visit, we will continue to Kuşadası, and here we come to Ephesus. Ephesus is the most important, mostly visited city of Turkey. You have some cruises coming to Turkey, and people only visit Ephesus It is one of the biggest city. It was the capital once a time, and it was a city near the sea. But you have the artifacts settled, and the city now is almost 20 kilometers away from the sea. Yeah? So the city housed some most famous structures, such as the Library of Ephesus. At the end of the street, you see the Library of Ephesus. This library was the third biggest library in the Greek period. The first one was the Library of Alexandria. The second one was the Library of Pergamon. And the third one was the Library of Celsius, this one. So you have also the Library of Ephesus here, yeah, Celsius. So you have the theater. So this is one of the biggest one in Turkey. So it's a pretty decent shape, well preserved, and this theater housed 25,000 people in the time. 25,000 people. In order to have an idea about the population of the city, you have to multiply it by 4. Okay, so because at the time everybody knew they didn't have the chance to go to theater. They were some people only so-called rich people, or the governor of the city, who had the right with their family to go to the theater. So you have to multiply this capacity by 4, and in order to have an idea about the population of the city. We have the houses of the rich people in the center of the city. It was the contrary of what we have now, which means that rich people at that time were in the center of the city, not on the outside of the city. So all the houses were painted, and they founded some some houses of the rich people, and they are restoring them. You will have the opportunity to visit them also in order to have an idea. Okay, so after having the visit in Ephesus, you have the house of Virgin Mary in the just beside the site of the Ephesus. It's supposed that Mary came to Anatolia, and she stayed there, and she died there. So it's another suggestion of the saint personality that they have done. They built a house, so people come to pray there. Okay, so before leaving Ephesus, I have to say that the goddess, the most important in the city, was the goddess of Artemis, and the city had its temple dedicated to Artemis, which was one of the most important building in the ancient time, which was considered as one of the most important structure. Okay, so we will go to Pergamon. Anyway, the name of the city, the Pergamon, comes from the production of the parchments, Pergamon. And I've already told you, you have the second biggest library in Pergamon. and all the books at that time were written on the parchments. Okay, so the production was done here, and when you will be in Pergamon, it's easy to understand why they picked this location, because you have all the city on the top of the hill, and as if you imagine yourself as the ruler, so you could see every corner from here and be safe from the attacks. Okay, so here is the theater, Greek theater, you know. So it is the steepest of the world, ancient world, housing almost 10,000 of people. This one is a Greek theater, is not a Roman one, such as the Ephesus theater. So your guide will explain you the differences and how to they could build all these amazing buildings at the time. So you have the Izmir city. It is the third city in Turkey. For some, this is the most beautiful city. So you have a city having almost 5 million of population. The second industrial city in Turkey. So we will take the plane in order to return back to Istanbul. Here we are. So we will come to Istanbul. You will have a 1 day of free in order to have to process your great discovery, and then you will go back to your country on the 15th of our tour. So some idea about Turkey. Okay. What you need to know? So about the how to
hear about
dress,
the Turkish cuisine.
what
That's
to
for-
eat, huh?
We would love to
What
hear
to
about the
eat?
Turkish cuisine for sure.
Yeah, Turkish cuisine is a very, very rich one, because we had the history of Ottoman Empire. So you have all the traditions of Greek, Armenian people, and so on. You have many similarities with Greek cuisine, and with also Lebanese cuisine, which explain to you that where does come this all the mezze, the entries that you have. So people in Turkey likes very, very, very much to eat and to spend time in in table, you know. So the most important thing, the rich one, is the breakfast. So you have many stuff in the breakfast, and in general I can say that Turkish cuisine is a vegetarian friendly cuisine that you will discover. We have also some kebabs, you know, as the entries, you know, all the entries with vegetables and so on, with olive oil mostly is used for the preparation. So Turkish people, even though it's a Muslim people, we are a secular country, so we like very much to drink alcohol, such as raki. So it's a kind of a ouzo that Greek people likes. So it's a tradition to drink it during the dinner. It's not a aperitif, you know. It's a like a wine. You drink it the whole dinner. during the whole dinner. So we have some kebabs, which is very common in our cuisine. So we have the sweetest pastries and baklavas. So you have all the hazelnuts, because Turkey is the country of hazelnuts, producer of hazelnuts. We have the Turkish coffee, which is also very famous. So you have with the Turkish coffee, you have lokums, some sweeties, and you have our cats and dogs, which are the part of our cannery, because we have many cats in the streets of Istanbul and all the cities, and people, they like them. They give them to eat and so on. It's a common view in Turkey to see all the cats, almost cats. And the people like a lot. When you go to a restaurant, you see all the cats around, and people are giving them food, some foods. So they are all very healthy, and sometimes most than healthy. So how to dress? So when you will come to Turkey, it will be the beginning of the summer. Okay. You may have some coats for jackets for the nights, especially in Cappadocia, because it's in the center of Anatolia. If not, you may have your dress, but do not forget to have a good, how can I say, shoes, sport shoes, in order to have to enjoy all the visits. Okay. So for visiting the mosque, you have to cover your hair, and that's it. If not, you may dress in freedom. There is no problem. So there are some books that I suggested for you in order to have an idea about the Turkey, the actual Turkey. You can have them now or after your travel, in order to have to complete your discovery, if you want. So we have 10 hours of difference. You have the morning there, I think so, isn't it? You're leaving the morning time. Okay, we are leaving the night time. It's 8:40 p.m. Okay. For the money, you have a dollar. We have Turkish liras, and $1 means 30 Turkish liras, actually. But we have a very big devaluation of Turkish money. So when you will be here, it may be it may cost more advantageously for you. I mean that we are losing every day facing the dollar or euros. So you may change your money in the banks, or you have many bank machine, that you may take and do your exchange there. But you can easily make your shopping with your dollars, and it will be easier for you to have an advantage of it, because people like to have dollars than Turkish lira. So credit cards, are accepted almost everywhere. Except except the American Express, which is mostly limited area in which you may pay it. If not, MasterCard, Visa card, you can pay it. No problem. Do you have any question?
Yeah, thank you so much. Any questions either here in the room at Sun Tours, or if anyone is in the chat or online? Yeah, feel free to.
Are jeans okay for the?
The question is, are jeans okay for the women on these?
Yes,
tours?
yes, sure. No, you have a modern country. You will see it. So you have all the women's wearing as European women. So it doesn't mean that we have a Muslim population mostly that it's not a Muslim ruled country. It's a secular country. So you have the full freedom.
Gotcha. And the only thing to consider is covering up the hair.
Yes,
when-
covering the hair when you visit the mosque. That's it.
Excuse me, what generally is the temperature?
Oh,
Maybe that's sort of a-
yes. The question is, what is generally the temperature averages for the May time frame there?
I can say it will be mostly roughly 28, 26 in Istanbul as temperature. When you will visit the Turkey, you mean?
Yes, exactly. Yes.
Yes. It will be the end of the spring, beginning of the summer. No.
I think the average that I saw was like lows in the high 60s and going up into like the mid to high 70s. So it's very temperate. It's supposedly the best time of year to visit because it's.
Is it humid?
Is it humid is the question. Like, will it be very humid there, or like what is kind of the?
No, not human. No. So if you go to Istanbul in August, for example, you have the humidity. If
Right.
not, mostly it's a good climate, And in Cappadocia, you don't have any humidity. And in Ephesus or in the western part, it will be the beginning of the summer, so it will be great. And it's the really great time to visit the country because it's the end of the spring and you have all the nature with the flowers and so on. So it's a good time.
Right.
There are mosquitoes or bugs?
The question is, are there mosquitoes or bugs? Like, do people need to have bug spray? What is there, an issue with that?
So I didn't understand your question.
Sorry, the question was around like specifically mosquitoes or bugs. Any bug spray for the trip?
Mosquitoes, you may have some mosquitoes, but in general, all the hotels that we have, they are their how can I say protections.
And we had a question from Christy online specific to electrical outlets and what we need to think about in terms of bringing that different from the electrical.
Yeah, you have we have different electrical elements. So I will send you an email according to what you should bring.
Yep. I think
Okay.
just on my research, it looked like it was 220 volts with the two prongs. But we
2
will
pounds.
follow.
Yes. I will send you the details.
Great. Thank you so much. Another question regarding water. Okay to drink the water? Any concerns there?
We don't drink the water from the temper.
Got
So
it. Okay,
we do drink water in a bottle. So you may find everywhere.
got it. Okay, good to know. Make sure that we'll accommodate that. Oh, and the elevation of Turkey. Like, is it a high elevation or are you closer to sea level?
Bizimki ne? Hayal.
Like,
Yeah, we have Izmir, Istanbul are on the seaside elevation.
right. So you're down.
Only in the Central Asia you have a high medium elevation. I may say medium.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions here?
For covering your head going into mosque, is it okay to wear a baseball cap or something like that?
Good question. So regarding the covering of the head in the mosques, for like is a sports baseball cap, is that sufficient or does it need to be, you know, a pashmina or a hat
A
with a brand?
pashmina will be okay. A pashmina will be okay.
But how about like a
Mostly for
like-
the man. No, you don't have any
like this?
no.
No?
No, you're not obliged. For men there is no obligation, but for women, so it's an obligation to wear a pashmina, you know.
Gotcha. Okay. Any other questions? So this was a really lovely presentation. The stunning, you know.
Sorry
stunning-
for my English because I used to speak mostly in French, so I just try to do my best. But if there are some errors, please forgive me.
No, you did a fantastic job. I think it was wonderful. Everyone here is nodding their heads and just very excited about what we've seen. The images are just stunning. And
So I just say that it's if you didn't have the opportunity to visit Turkey before, it's a great country. People are very friendly, and they mostly they don't speak English, but they do understand a little. Okay. But people in Turkey, they are very friendly, and they are the hospitality is very important, you know. And so you will discover a country with smiling faces people. So you will discover the rich history. You will also discover the modern part of Turkey, especially in Istanbul, because you will visit we just talked about the monuments, historical monuments, but we have also some visits in Istanbul that you will see the people of Istanbul, how they are living. So it's very important. You will have also a modern city. So you will visit Ankara, so you will have an idea about the Republic of Turkey, the modern part of Turkey. I mean that it's a very rich country, and I wish that you will have the pleasure of this discovery.
well, thank you so much. I think we all agree, and we're all very much looking forward to the trip. So thank you so much for
Thank you.
staying up late and talking to us about this today.
Thank you. Thank you to you also to give me this opportunity to tell you about my country. So we are exciting to host you here in Turkey. So have a very nice day, and wishing you to see in my country.
Thank you. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. Thanks.
Goodbye, everyone
Thanks.
online. Thank you for joining. And if you have questions or follow-ups, please reach out to either the folks at Pleasure Event or Centaurs, and we'll be, you know, happy to answer any questions you might have as well.